Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new here, my name is Michelle, aka Michi Makes Up, and this is my channel. We do a bunch of different videos, like comparison videos for palettes and or what I like to call battle of the palettes, 3 looks, 1 palette, tutorials, reviews, challenges, you name it, pretty much do it. I do have a few like hair videos and skincare videos too, which I really want to start getting into. So if you guys are new here, hit the red subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you guys always stay informed as to when I post a video. And if you guys like the video that I'm going to be filming for you guys today, give it a big thumbs up so I know what videos you guys like and I can continue to make those videos in the future. But we're going to jump right into what today's video is, and today we are going to be playing with the new Jeffree Star times Shane Dawson collection. Yes, you heard it right. I caved and I bought the Conspiracy palette and the Mini Controversy palette. I can't believe I actually did that, but I did. So today, let me tell you guys what happened with this. So, you know, just like the rest of the beauty community, I got sucked into the whole Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star series, the first go around, and then when they did their second one, when he was talking about doing a collab and stuff like that, and I knew they were going to film the process, I was really intrigued because I wanted to kind of see what it takes to like make a collaboration come to life. And I know that they left a lot of details out that were probably not important, but I was really fascinated with it. When I saw the palette, I liked it, but at the same time, what I didn't like about it was I was scared it wasn't gonna look good on someone like my complexion, because I tend to have an issue with a lot of palettes looking really ashy on me. And when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, there are some deep dark shades, but at the same time, there's a lot of light shades that are not gonna work for me. They're just not gonna look good on me at all. And even with the Mini Controversy palette, I was like, well, that one might look good on me, but I don't know if I would want to get that palette. So when it first launched, I thought about getting it, you know, kind of for the hype and stuff, but then I was like, nah, I'll just wait. I want to see what people are thinking. I want to see if there's anybody like me, you know, my skin color or deeper, like what are their thoughts on it. And I saw a few reviews from people similar skin tone, and they actually really liked it, and they were making it work, and it didn't look ashy. And I was surprised because, like I said, when I first saw it, beautiful palette, but I was like, this is gonna be so ashy on me. So my long super intro, as always, guys, this palette is so gorgeous. I'm so glad I got it. So this is the Conspiracy palette in all of its glory. You guys can see here what the palette looks like, how stunning it is, and just all this detail work on it. Like the packaging on this is just stunning. It's just like the blood sugar and the blue blood, but except it has 2 clasps instead of 1. And then this is what the front looks like. Honestly, I mostly wanted this for the packaging. The outer packaging, guys, when I saw the outer just the whole packaging, that's what made me want this the most, was the packaging, because I'm a sucker for packaging. If something is pretty, I want it. So this is what the packaging looks like, and it pulls out like this, and the palette goes in here. The palette obviously is in my hands, but just so you guys know what it looks like, this is the Conspiracy packaging. I just loved being able to be a part, like I felt like I was a part of the whole process, you know, like obviously I didn't pick the colors or like the packaging or anything, but just to see what it takes to make these type of things. You know, it's not just something that I'm like, oh, I want to make an eyeshadow palette, this is it, blah blah. You know, you have to see samples, you have to test out the actual eyeshadows, you have to see what the packaging is going to look like, and then they test out different ones. And I'm super glad that they went with this packaging here, because I really like this. And honestly, for the price, I think I want to say this palette is like $54, if I'm not mistaken. It might be less actually. I don't know why I don't have my facts straight, because I usually do, but just like the attention to detail on this packaging is just immaculate. Go ahead and jump right into it. But this again is the Controversy palette, and then of course I decided to get the Mini Conspiracy sorry, this is the Conspiracy palette, and I decided to get the Mini Controversy just because I wanted to see what it was all about. And then I saw, of course, that they're gonna relaunch the Mini Controversy, and they're gonna change Diet Root Beer, which is already in the Conspiracy palette. They're gonna change this out for the green. I kind of like it like this better. I know a lot of people like that green because it was really nice and buttery and creamy. I personally don't like that shade of green for eyeshadow. Don't hate me for that. I like more deeper greens. So having the palette like this, I really like it. I like the blues in here, the purples, and this color right here looks like it's a white, but it's really not. It's a blue. And these two colors here are not as basic as they look. This is a really pretty like light yellow, and this one is the same kind of color but just shimmery, and it is gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. So I'm trying really hard not to touch the actual logos because, again, I hate when companies, like, it's cute when they do this, but it makes me not want to use the palette because it's so pretty and I don't want to mess it up. And I know a lot of people have been feeling this way, but these little icons are just so adorable. Like, look at this one. So this is Mini Controversy in all of its glory. I'm going to lower my light a little here so you guys can see. I'm going to turn it off so you guys can see. So you can see how cute that is. This little pig right here, so cute. This Diet Cola, so adorable. Like, it's just so cute. I love how much detail they put on this. And by the way, this green right here is the type of green I'm talking about. That green is gorgeous, and we're totally making a look out of this. So my plan for today's video, longest intro ever, what I want to do is I'm going to do two different looks. So I'm going to do the first look with the Conspiracy palette, and then I'm going to do the second look with the Mini Controversy palette. So that way I can give each palette a little moment, but I don't have to make two separate videos. They can both be in the same video. So if you guys want to learn what looks I do and kind of see how the palette works for me, then continue watching. So we're jumping right into the Conspiracy palette first, and I'm going to go ahead and take the color called Diet Root Beer, and I'm going to use that on a large fluffy blending brush and apply that into the crease. I was so impressed with how intense this color was. I was not expecting it to be this dark and vibrant on my eyelid, but we're going to just go ahead and mostly focus that into the crease, kind of creating like a wing-like shape, but I'm not going to connect it to my outer corner just yet. This is mostly going to work as our transition shade. I'm building it up because I really want to make sure that this color does peek through the rest of the other colors. Then I'm going to go into the color called Spiraling, and I'm going to go ahead and take that on this flat pointed taper brush. This color is so intensely pigmented. I was not expecting that at all. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that onto my outer corner, on the outer V of my eye, and blend that into the crease and kind of connect everything. This is going to work as a base, and it blends out like a dream too. I was really impressed with this color. Again, a little bit of it goes such a long way. I was just not expecting that at all. And I'm doing the same thing to the other eye. You guys can see it a little better here. And I went ahead and switched mirrors just because the palette mirror was kind of getting in the way. But yeah, I'm just kind of blending this all together, making sure there's no harsh lines. Then we're going into the black shade, which is called My Rides here. I'm going to take that on a Morphe M507 small pointed taper brush. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that onto the outer V as well. And I'm going to start slowly deepening that up. You want to work very slow whenever you're working with blacks. And if you can put a brown down as a base underneath the black, I feel like that just really helps everything blend a lot better. Going back into the other brush that we were just using, just to make sure that it blends into the crease color and everything, and there's no harsh lines, because you want to make sure that everything's always nice and blended. And again, just slowly build up the intensity of your black shadows. You can start off with a very tiny bit and just kind of work your way up. If you start with way too much black, it's really hard to blend out, and that's when you start looking like a panda. So here I'm doing the same thing on the other eye. You can kind of see it a little better. It's almost like I'm doing like a wing liner, and then I blend it into the crease. Then I'm going to go into the shade called Conspiracy, and I'm going to take that on a flat synthetic brush. This color, again, is also very pigmented and it's very unique too. I went ahead and applied that on the inner part of my eye, And at first I was just going to do it on the inner corner of my eye, but then as I was doing the second eye, I decided to kind of bring it in a little bit more in the crease, kind of leaving the bottom of the eye empty. You can kind of see it a little better on this eye, what I mean by that. It's almost like creating like a cut crease type of a shape and leaving like this empty spot. And I'm just making sure it all blends in, taking a little bit of Illuminati, which is a stunning, gorgeous midnight green shade that has like a little bit of like a brown undertone, maybe. I don't really know, but it is gorgeous. It's very intensely vibrant, and I'm just making sure that that blends in to the two colors that we already have on the eye, and still making sure that you can kind of see that conspiracy shade above it. So this is what it looks like. Put on my eyeliner really quick and the rest of my makeup, and I'm just going to go ahead and buff in some of that Diet Root Beer shade underneath my lower lash line to make sure everything connects nicely, and make sure that you tap off any excess so you don't get any of the makeup on your cheeks. And then to just kind of intensify the lower lash line a little more, I'm taking a little bit of Cheeto dust, and I was just making sure I was in frame here. I don't know why I kept this clip, but whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and buff everything out, and this is going to add some warmth to the bottom lash line. Um, this color is not as intense as you think it would be. Then taking a little bit of food videos, and I'm just gonna pack that on. So I'm not gonna buff it in, I'm gonna pat it on and then kind of blend. And that's gonna help to make sure that you still keep the intensity of this color. This color is so vibrant and intense. Like I feel like it just wasn't showing up as well on camera. So I really had to pack it on and work in small little increments as I was doing it. And that is pretty much it for the first look using the Conspiracy palette. I absolutely love how this one came out. I feel like it's super fun and wearable. You can throw on some lashes to make it more glamorous. And I just love the little pop of like that yellowy color. I feel like it really just ties everything in together. I really, really like how this one came out so much. I almost didn't want to take it off. But yeah, this is the first look. Moving on to the Mini Controversy palette, this is what it looks like. We're going to take the color My Apology, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that onto the outer crease as well as the like outer V of my eye. I know this is technically a shimmer, but if you blend it out, I feel like it makes a really good crease shade. And you can't really tell how shimmery it is. So I feel like this is one of those colors that you can kind of like play around with as a crease shade, as a transition shade, or you can put it all over the eyes. I kind of was hoping that this would have been a matte shade, but I still like it anyway. I feel like it makes an easy eye look if you do this step. And I am using a smaller brush because I wanted to make sure that the intensity of that color was still there. Then I'm taking that same shade again and I'm just packing a little bit more on, and this is just going to deepen up that color a little bit more. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend that into the crease as well. So I always pat it down first and then blend it out. I feel like that's how you get the best intensity with your eyeshadows. Then we're going to move on to the shade called Cry on My Couch, and I'm going to go ahead and just blend that out into my brow bone. Beautiful matte brow bone shade right here. Then taking a little bit of the simulation, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that onto my eyelid. This color was so vibrant and so intense. I was not expecting it to be this rich and blue. Like I thought it was going to be a deeper royal blue, but I still liked it anyway. I just am working in small steps though, so that way I don't get too carried away with the blue, and make sure that it does blend in nicely with that red shade we applied in the crease to kind of create like a nice soft purpley shade. So again, doing the same thing on the other eye, packing it on first and then blending it out. And again, always work in small steps whenever you're working with intensely pigmented eyeshadows. Then we are going to move on to the next color called Canceled. And this color was actually a little bit more patchier, but it was still nice. I just wasn't using the right brush for it. I feel like I needed a denser brush. Then I'm taking a little bit of Controversy, applying that on my lower lash line and connecting everything together with this. Then taking a little bit of My Boyfriend's Purse and applying that into the inner corner of our water line. And then I'm taking a little bit of Flat Earth and applying that as well in my inner corner. And this is just going to intensify everything and make everything blend in really nicely. These colors are so pigmented and just so buttery. I can't emphasize it enough
how nice these eyeshadows blend in with one another. So then after we're done getting the intensity that we like, I'm going to take the color called Exposed, apply that onto my lower lash line just to blend everything out and make sure there's no harshness and that it looks nice and seamless. And this is it for the look using the Mini Controversy palette. It's a really beautiful look. I feel like lashes would have really completed it, but I still like it without lashes too. If you like really coat on some mascara, I just feel like it's a fun, easy, colorful look that's still not too crazy. So yeah, this is it for this look.
So this is it for my tutorial slash review on the Jeffree Star times Shane Dawson eyeshadow palette collection. And let me just say, I am in love with both of these eyeshadow palettes. Like, this blue is so freaking pigmented, and the way everything just blended out so seamlessly, like, I just can't get over it. Like, honestly, I love both of the looks so much, but I just really like how this makeup look came out a lot. I feel like, yeah, you have your pops of colors in there, and I did use every single shade in this palette. And let me say, these shimmers are so pigmented. Like, I did not expect them to be as pigmented as they are, but they're just so intensely pigmented. You can't really see that because, again, I'm trying not to mess up the little logo there. But look at how pigmented that color is right there. You know, like, they're very, very intense. But I really like how this look came out, and I feel like you can still do a lot of, like, you can still do a neutral look with this eyeshadow palette, but then you can also do a fun, colorful look too, because you have right here your 4 shades right here, and even this purple, if you wanted to, you could really throw that purple in and make kind of like neutral looks. Because this one here, even though it is a metallic shade, it's such a, like, it's not as shimmery as a metallic as you would think. Like, you can probably make it more metallic if you like wet your brush or something. But I feel like it's such a soft, like, satin metallic is what I would refer it as, that you can really use it as a matte shadow. So you can do like a nice everyday look with these 4 shades right here, or you can add these colors in here to do fun pops of color, or just put them all over the lid like I did today to create something fun. Definitely gives me like 80 vibes, but still wearable, you know, like, it's not like Mimi from the Drew Carey show, which I feel like people always refer to her, like, let her live her life. But anyway, so yeah, I really love how this look came out so much. The eyeshadows blended out so beautifully. I just have to say that I was not expecting myself to like the Conspiracy palette as much as I did. I didn't get to use all the shades in this palette, but I will say that this shade right here, Just a Theory, is calling out my name. You have so many neutrals in here, but then you have your fun pops of colors, and then you have those colors that you can still tone it down and kind of make it work as a neutral. So you have like so much variation in here. And let me say that even though there is a lot of cool tone colors in here, this palette still works. Like, this root beer shade, Diet Root Beer shade, is so rich and intense. I was not expecting that at all. Like, when I first applied, I was like, whoa, this is more pigmented than I expected. Like, I can actually see it. And as I was blending in my shadows, you could still see this color peeking through with the makeup look. So I will say that my expectations for this palette were not as high as they actually ended up being. So they were beyond met. Like, this palette is just stunning. And I highly recommend that if you are thinking about getting this eyeshadow palette, to get it the next time it comes out, or if you see it in your Morphe store, definitely get it. I can't wait to create more looks with this, and I definitely agree with what a lot of people have said about it, where this is a type of eyeshadow palette that really pushes you beyond your limits and takes you out of your comfort zone, because it makes you pair up colors that you never thought that you were going to pair up before, and you can still make a really wearable look. The look that I did with this, loved it. This Illuminati shade, I did not expect it to be as vibrant as it was. I thought it was going to be a deeper color, but it is gorgeous. So highly recommend. I feel like it is caramel skin approved, tan skin approved. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the palette. If you guys got it, or if you guys are thinking about getting it, let me know down below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then.